So we're being just as honest and raw as we can be.
I'm crying. My wife, of course, sees me crying.
If you don't know the Holy Spirit, it's very difficult to see life and light anywhere. Welcome to Ron and Nick's Best Friend
A
podcast.
podcast that you cannot live without.
Can't live without it. We're having fun this morning.
Yeah.
We're catching up with each other. Hey, we want to make sure we show you our new resource, Proverbs, Parables, and Prayers, Volume 1, Life and Light from the Valley of the Shadow of Death. This is on our website if you would like to get copies of it. And for the holidays, it's a good gift. And lots of people have, first two printings are already sold out.
You know, we're approaching now 2 years.
Oh, 2 years on.
Close to 200
yes.
Broadcasts.
Right.
We call this a broadcast.
Yes, we are broadcasters.
Broadcast network.
Broadcasting.
But yeah, December will be 2 years. So congratulations. I'll tell you when that time comes.
You're going to let me know?
Yeah, I'll let
All
you
right.
know.
So we're speaking to our tribe. Hey, tribe, we love you. We're building a movement to change the world.
Yes.
That's what we want to be about. We want to be about His kingdom come. I was just listening back and going, why do we want His kingdom to come? It's because His economy works. His justice system works. His economic system works. And if you think that those things are working right now, you're not paying attention because they are not working for people. And so we're inviting you and others into authenticity. Yeah, to become ourselves and to become part of the kingdom, which is to know Him and to know who we are. So,
and let's just say this: the show is about the Holy Spirit.
This show is about the Holy Spirit, and that's how you get to know who you are and what everything's about, because Jesus sent a helper, counselor, and comforter. That's John right. 14, 15, 16. You can go read it for yourself. It's called the Upper Room Discourse, and it's powerful stuff. And this is what Jesus was doing. He was setting us up to send His Spirit so that we could find out who He is and who we are, that we might bring about His kingdom.
Who we are. Yeah. That's a good one.
So listen, Nick has told me a story, and I want to kind of interview him today because I think you need to hear it in the tribe. You guys need to hear this story. Okay. I'm going to kind of set it up this way by telling my story and then kind of paralleling it for you. Because, well, let's just see how it connects. Maybe it doesn't, but I think this is what the Spirit told me this morning. I was thinking about this getting out of bed, that this is the direction we should go. So I said to you years ago, and then maybe even said this on the podcast, I was in Ruby Tuesdays on Cedar Road here, and I had been a pastor around here for years, so a lot of people know me. And when I'm out in public, Tina's always told me that when people smile at you and wave, that they probably know you from church. You smile and wave back, and if they don't, it's not there. It's the YMCA or something. Just smile and wave.
So Tina told you to do that.
Tina told me to do that because I don't naturally do that.
Good advice.
That was probably the Spirit speaking through my wife. Just be nice. So I'm leaving Ruby Tuesdays, and I see this older couple sitting there in a booth, and I am walking past them, and she recognizes me and waves at me, and so I stop to say hello. And her husband is with her. He's obviously not in good health, and she starts to talk to me about, and I've realized this about older people, and I'm getting older myself now. It's like the filters are not there anymore, and they tell you things like I had this one old guy tell me that, hey man, I pooped and it's neon green, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure that I really needed to hear that today. Like if people,
no, yeah, that's exactly true.
Anyway, this conversation goes like this. She points to her husband. He has a disease that's terminal. She is looking at having to move out of the home that they've shared all these years, and there's just such a look of lostness in her eyes. And this is also,
which she's speaking to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is also in the middle of like I'm in the middle of my bout with depression here, right in the thick of it. Right. And I feel like, and I've said this to you, I just wanted to somehow find a graceful exit and get away from this. and say something that wasn't stupid or mean or dismissive, and but I didn't have any idea what I could say. I didn't have anything to say to it, and this is the thing that really got me. She looks at me and she goes, um, "Is this the way it all ends? Is this just it? This is all there is?" She goes, "Is this all there is? And this is the way it ends?" And I
Mm.
remember it just like it was like I ran a car into a a brick wall. It was like bam, it just stopped me, and I didn't have anything to say. Nothing. I had nothing to say back to that other than I'm sorry that you're feeling this way. I'm sorry you're sad. I'm sorry your husband's dying. I'm sorry that you're losing your home or moving away from your home and into like an old folks home, whatever that means, kind of being put away, and that your life is this is all there is. And I was almost like, yeah, I guess this is all there is. I've told you since that, man, if I could have had that same conversation now, I would have sat down and I would have had a lot to say.
Well, yeah.
I had nothing back then. I had nothing to say other than sorry and please.
I'll pray for you.
I'll pray. Yeah, sorry, pray for you, and can I please get out of here because this feels really bad. So you were telling me about your experience this weekend in Savannah
Right.
and at an assisted living home.
Right. We went to go see my wife's Pam's mother and stepfather in an assistant living facility in Savannah, Georgia. Very nice assistant living facility. Only 55 people in this facility, privately owned,
Wow.
and assistant living to the very end of your life. So this is where they're going to begin their new life and end their new life.
So what did it feel? What did the place feel like to you?
Um, it looked fine. I walked in, the front doors, everything's fine. They were eating lunch at that time, so Pam immediately went. She had been there before. She knew where the dining room was, and we immediately saw the table they were sitting at, and we sat down. And what happened to me has never happened to me before. And I sat down and I looked around and I got sick to my stomach. Not literally sick. I was just going, this is freaking gross. This is
What
terrible.
was gross?
Just the atmosphere, old people. Some people were not mentally there, physically there. It was depressing. Listen, it was bad. It was so bad that my wife is looking at me. She goes, "What are you doing? Why are you staring at people?" And for those people that are going to relate to what I'm saying, at the same time, I'm asking the spirit, "What the heck is going?" I'm actually saying, "What the hell is going on with me?"
Mm.
I mean, it was that bad. And my wife's talking, and I'm trying to fake a conversation. I'm still looking around, and I hold my wife's hand, and I whispered in her ear. I says, "Please don't uh, let me live in a place like this." And she's like, "What is your problem? What is your problem?" And it just made me sick. It made me sick to be even being there. I was disgusted. I said the same thing. Is this life? Is this where I'm going to end up?
What was the word that you told me there was a word that you
Yeah.
associated with it? Look,
I
can I say something? Look,
Yeah.
let me tell you to the people in the tribe who are listening, because that's who we're talking to. We're talking to you, tribe.
Yeah.
We want to meet and encounter the Holy Spirit. That's
That's right.
what we want. We want from you. So we're being just as honest and raw as we can be.
Well, that's what the Spirit told
Yeah,
me today. If I look ugly in some of these things,
yeah,
I don't care.
yeah, and that's what we are. So go ahead. So what was the word?
So the word was, this is just a wastebasket. Okay, this is where you go, and you're not garbage, you're not trash. It's the wastebasket. It's a little bit nicer, cleaner. It's like in the bathroom where you put little tissues in there, but that's where you put your waste.
It's just waste.
This is waste, right? Correct.
Wow.
So I go upstairs where they finish lunch, and we go upstairs to see their apartment. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, and I walk in, and first of all, when we get to the second floor, immediate smell of urine is in the hallway, and I'm just going, "Oh my God, get me!" If my wife wouldn't have screamed at me, I would have made a U-turn and said, "I'll wait for you in the car." But I went along. I went into the apartment, which is nice, much nicer and cleaner and all that. But I looked at it, and I'm just gonna listen, guys. I'm being transparent. That's what I'm. I said, "What the hell is this?" How are you going to live in here for the rest of your life? I mean, this is gross. I can't. Oh my God, just get me. But I put that smile on, and I'm a great actor. Okay, and I'm not, because now it's just us in the room, and my wife already sensitive to how I'm feeling, and I go through the conversations and all that, and and
How's your heart feel at this point?
I'm constantly saying, "What is wrong with me?" Because I'm living two lives at the same
Are
time.
you heavy?
Very.
Mm.
I'm depressed. I'm heavy. I don't want to be there. I'm sick. Here's the weirdest. I have no future.
Ooh.
Okay. I have no future. I saw nothing.
Okay, so you walk out of there, and what
I
happens?
walk out of there, down the hallway. We're leaving. I hear a faint piano sound. Barely hear it. We get in the elevator. I go down the elevator. Walk off the elevator, and to the right of me, 45-degree angle, I see this old lady on the piano. I'm going, oh, old lady at the piano singing, okay? And
What's she singing?
she's singing Annie's Song by
No,
John
no, no.
Denver.
Before that, you heard something else before
Oh,
that, right? Wasn't
yeah,
there?
you're right.
This Christmas
You're
music,
right.
right?
I heard someone singing a Christmas Carol with a lot of holy in it. Okay, and immediately I said, "Wow, that's kind of a religious song for a retirement center. You don't know what nationality or not what religion there is. Could
Yeah,
be
culture.
Jewish culture,
Yeah.
whatever. A lot of holy in there. So anyway, go downstairs. I hear the piano and I freeze. Okay, I freeze, and there's this old lady.
We're gonna put this video up.
Okay, yes. And I immediately get my camera, which I never do. And
You
I
got
start,
goosebumps, man. You see that?
Yeah, I know. And
I got goosebumps too,
and
man. Because I've seen the video. You got to see this.
And I listen to this lady, and I'm just going to tell you this. When you hear her, she's a concert pianist singing a John Denver song.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So I'm videotaping it.
It's Annie's song, by the way, which is funny. I told you. What did I tell you about Annie's
It
song?
was at your wedding.
Yeah, somebody sang that at our wedding.
She's
Love that
doing
song.
the arpeggios, the chord structures, complicated chord structures, the runs. I'm just, I can't believe it. So what happens? I'm just crying. Okay, crying.
And she's singing
And
it
she's
with
singing it.
gusto, man. It's like
You got to see the
she's
video. when
not
we put
holding
it up.
back. It's like, you know what I said? I'm sorry.
Go.
But it was like that woman was not sitting in that room in that environment. She was in a concert.
Yes.
She was doing what she does.
Right.
Completely 100% present in her present.
Correct.
That's the way it looked like to me. It was like there was no oh,
She knew
I'm-
what she needed to do.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just in an old folks
Right.
home.
No.
It's like, nope, this is what I'm made to do, and I'm doing it. It was, yeah,
I take
zest.
watch the video. I take it. I'm crying. My wife, of course, sees me crying, but she sees me crying all the time. Tears coming down my eyes. I'm not crying. Tears are just flowing down. And she stops. And, dude, you got to see the video. She immediately turns and looks at me. I'm behind her, and I stopped the video. I freaked out. It was like, what just happened here? I just heard something amazing, and I walked out. Okay. The whole day I'm thinking about what the heck is going on with me. Who was that lady? I'm not telling my wife about it. I mean, she knew I was moved by it. That's all she knew about
Something's
it.
going on.
Something's going on. We go back 5-6 hours later to go pick him up for dinner, and not happy about me going back, but I go. And
About going back to the home.
yeah, I just don't want to go back, But and again, listen, I'm asking the Spirit, what is wrong? I got no answers. Is he speaking? I don't know if he's speaking, but I sure ain't listening. I got no answers. We walk in, and that lady is down the hall, and my wife makes a beeline straight to her. Hey, how are you? We listen to you. I'm going, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm following her.
You made my husband cry?
Yeah, you made my husband cry. I'm like, oh, great introduction. Hi, how are you? She starts talking very little to me. She's not even paying attention to me. She don't even care about me. I'm not used to that. Okay, and I told you that. I said, lady don't care about me.
Yeah.
And I said, what is your name? And she goes, my name is so-and-so. And I said, I said, you're Greek? She goes, yes, I'm Greek. Now, this woman's about 5'9", 5'10".
She's a tall woman.
Tall woman, old, 75, 80 years old. And I said, do you live here? She goes, do I look old enough to live here? I mean, she was like snapping at me. I said, No, 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 not. Of course not. Who am I to say that you're supposed to live here? And then I do this. And listen, this is really transparent here. I personally don't like people coming up saying, "Hey, I'm Greek. Are you Greek too?" I go, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." Well, hey, we have a connection. Well, I said it. I said, "Hey, I'm Greek too." I used that line, which I hate. She didn't give a crap about me. Okay. The only thing she said to me was this. I said, "Are you a classical pianist?" Yes, I'm a concert pianist. Blah blah blah. And then she goes this, and this was a 20-second thing, and then she's done with me. She's talking to people, going through the hallway, not really paying attention. She goes, "Listen, I suffered for decades with
Depression.
with depression, and someone told me to play for an elderly home like this, and I found my purpose."
Well, she said no at first, right?
Right, right. She said, "No, I'm not going to do that." Right,
Yeah,
right.
right.
She ended up doing
Resist,
it.
resist, resist, and then she comes.
She comes and she says she found her purpose in the past decade. This is what she's been doing, going to different homes and doing this. That's the end of that story. Any comments to that?
I think I you have to see the look in the video because I've seen the video. The look that this woman throws
It was
at
scary, wasn't it?
Nick. Well, it's I don't know that it was scary. It was just so
The eyes pierced right.
yeah. It was like I said. Here's what I said. It's like I know what I'm doing here. What are you doing here?
That's exactly right.
Like I know exactly what I'm doing. What are you doing? And it was like I saw that the first time. I was like, whoa, wow.
Yeah,
This,
tell him what you tell him. I said I explained the story to you. I showed you the video. You called me back, and were you not crying?
yeah. Well, I was crying because I listened to her singing in the words of this song, and we believe that when the subject's right, every love song is about the Holy Spirit. When you get it right, and the lyrics of Annie's song are just like if you haven't maybe some people out there don't know who John Denver is anymore,
Right.
but in Annie's song, but it's tremendous. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the
Oh,
rain.
you know it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Come, let me love you. Let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Let me lay
Down
down
beside
beside
you.
you. Let me always
Let me
be with
always be
you.
with you.
Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. So I get back home. Okay, still confused,
Mm.
still on my head. Get home, go to bed that night. Lord wakes me. I mean, the Lord wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the
Holy
morning.
Spirit waking
Holy,
you
that's
up
right.
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I get up.
Because sometimes he can't get your attention
Correct.
until you're asleep.
Correct. He wakes me up at 3 o'clock. I go in my living room, completely dark. Get on a lazy boy chair, lean it back, and I start talking. And I'm start talking out loud, and I'm saying, boy, I look like a crazy man at 3 o'clock talking out loud. I hope no one hears me, but I'm talking out loud. I'm arguing. I'm going, what the heck was wrong with me? Why did I act like this? And well, can you show me? Can you tell me what I missed here? Why did I act like this? And this is the word he gave me. He gave me other words about different things in my life, but on this particular thing, he says this is from God. He goes, you did not look at those people through the lens of love. Okay. It was the same story I had when I was at the outlet mall, and I hate going shopping, and my wife was there, and I was looking at people, and I just didn't want to be there, and I'm looking at them, and then God tells me this: I love all these people, and my whole attitude changed. Okay. And here's the other thing. He goes, I wanted you to see. Let me get this right. I wanted you to see that I'm everywhere, and there is light if you open your eyes and you're aware, there is light everywhere, and I wanted you to see that light in the room that I brought in there, and it was the lady playing. I'd never heard anyone play like that. Never expected it. It hit me in my face. Didn't know why I was crying, which I'm crying right now, but it doesn't matter. And it was just like, God, you are everywhere, even in the bleakest places. There's a light, there's a joy, there's your presence, and he just smacked me in the head with that lady that I don't even know her name, But That is my story. Yeah. Now, how does that help our tribe? I mean, how does that? The purpose of that story is what? To say,
Let's say this, right? If you don't know the Holy Spirit, it's very difficult to see life and light anywhere
life and
light.
light.
Yeah.
I agree.
But he is the lens of love. Like when I'm walking with him, when we're being friends, when he's my best friend and I walk with him, I don't see people as a waste or wasted or wasting. I don't see people as an inconvenience or as a means to an end. Um, I see people as beloved.
Uh, and if you don't, there's a heaviness in you, right? I mean, you can't. I used to be able to escape some of the feelings I had, uh, and be able to stuff them down. The closer I get to the spirit, I know there's, like you got a stomach ache. You can't walk away with it. It's constantly on your mind. It's heavy till you release it and you go, oh, I got to see things through the lens of love. And let me just tell you this. That was the other thing I prayed for those people in that work there. That is a calling. These people that work in these places, I watch them because I have employees, so I'm looking at these employees. I'm telling you, love their job. They are, they there's almost a mission to what they're doing. They're talking to people as their people. They're loving on them.
Yeah, we can do this, tribe. We can do this. We can do this with his help. We can be the people that love people.
Oh gosh.
Um, there is no such thing as living in any other place than an assisted living place. We are all in assisted living. And Jesus said, hey, I'm going to send you an assister. I'm going to send you a counselor, helper, comforter. So I live in assisted living, and I'm happy that he is willing to assist me in finding life. And so let's invite him more and invite his life and light to be ours. And let's let his kingdom come and his will be done.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Ron and Nick's Best Friend Podcast, a show for anyone who needs a friend. Join us every week right here as we talk about who?
Our best friend, the Holy Spirit. And if you want more information about him or the show, you can find it at www.ronandnicksbestfriend.com.
And don't forget to subscribe.